Hello and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. We are very pleased to bring you another NMG League match. It is Light World Round 1 and we have Daaanty versus parisianplayer, and I am pleased to be joined by Chex Human and Lakuman.
Lokuman. Yeah.
Lakuman.
Thanks.
I'm thinking German since you said the oo. So I'm going to leave it to both of you, and we should be started at the top of the hour. So thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. So, welcome. My name is Lokuman, and I am participating on this commentary together with Chex Human, who we're about to see.
Hello, Lokuman.
Yeah, hello. So, what are we going to see over here, Chex Human? I think it should be a very hot race, couldn't it?
Yeah, we have two great runners tonight. We have Daaanty on the left and parisianplayer on the right. And these runners, for the NMG any percent no save and quit speedrun, have a tied personal best at 1 hour 27 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, so we can expect a lot from those two runners, actually. parisianplayer told us recently that he basically took a break from about 1 year, so we're going to see quite some muscle memory reigning over it, and maybe not so much thinking. So this can be very, very interesting. And Daaanty will, I think, still have quite a challenge to beat, and we're down to a couple seconds, and we're going to start the race by now. One of the most interesting things is Chex Human, can you tell me anything about how actually really the text box smashing works? Because I have the feeling that sometimes I really lose quite some frames about it when I'm really trying to mash them down and get somewhere, and I think I still do not exactly know how this works.
Yeah, first of all, we receive a telepathic message from Zelda telling us that she is locked in the castle basement, and we have to mash through this text, and we can use all 4 face buttons to do it. And lesser known fact, the very first line, we can really just hold the A button just to advance the text.
Oh,
that's the only line in the game where we can hold instead of press.
Nice. And we had a little pumping slip up from Daaanty on the left side, who actually might have lost quite some frames over that one.
Yeah, so we'll be looking closely at movement.
Quite synchronically through the well. Daaanty being a little bit up front over here, basically making it quite by 1 second earlier into the door by 122. Which is basically interesting is, are there many runners who are actually looking for more singular and smaller timestamps instead of going for in big splits like escape as an entire thing, for example? Like, are people really having a look at as a top runner at, for example, to what time they're going to grab the big key?
A lot of top runners do look at sub splits. And we have the advantage of looking at Daanty's subsplits from the commentator's booth here. So,
even though it might be a little bit small for us.
Parisianplayer, on the other hand, sure, it's a little small. And Parisian is using sort of a standard split layout.
Yeah, let's say it's a little bit pragmatic, but nonetheless quite comfortable, I guess, in a way. So you cannot stress about losing too many frames from one singular split to another, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And runners not only track these different parts of the run, but also have them kind of memorized as well.
And so now let's see whether both. Yeah, right. And now Daaanty has got a sub 3 on the big key. And we're on a 3:00 for parisianplayer, which is quite good for having a break of 1 year, actually. Right, Daaanty making it out of the basement. Am I still audible? Like,
Definitely. And yeah, it is. It's back to.
They're back neck and neck, actually. Oh no, actually not. It just started resynchronizing. I'm so sorry for that wrong commentary.
All good. It appears Daanty's in the lead here.
Yes.
And yeah, we're taking Zelda back to Sanctuary and ending Rain State in the process. So, yeah, the escape is all about clean door entry. It's all about avoiding enemies.
And also pumping in a way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah, pumping is
of
like
course.
one of the most hardest thing to really actually practice, in my humble opinion. To get swiftly around all the enemies and still be pumping. Like we're going to see the Rat Room, for example, in which some runners are going all in for pumping, but then they're going to get hit by the rat and actually losing quite some time over it, which they were supposed to save. On that very spot right there, yes. But Daaanty got quite nicely around it.
Yeah, pumping is... It's hard to even tell when you're doing it well. So it's just a technique that kind of just becomes natural in a way, as long as you know that it's not losing your time.
I think actually on Parisian's side, you could see that his style of pumping or his approach was quite fast, actually coming out of the snake's room. It had a different look on it, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and we can see it has a better effect while Link is walking through water. Water slows Link down considerably.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
For whatever reason, we do have a better advantage using repeated upward movements or inputs while walking to the left through water.
All right, we're now at the lever, which has been pulled, and Daaanty makes it out of the into the century by 5:52 or 53, and Parisian actually not too much behind by a time from 6:00.
Very nice.
This is actually something that can still be quite something right from the start.
Right.
You're just a couple mistakes away from each other.
That's right. Our next segment is Eastern Palace. So both runners pick up Sanctuary Heart, so for a total of 4, and now must walk all the way through the overworld to Eastern. It's quite a dangerous overworld too.
Oh, is it? Why?
It just can lose your health. It can just lose you half of your health, basically. You know, if you have bad luck, you'll be down a heart or two. Octoroks do full hearts of damage, and then the danger, increases when going into Eastern Palace.
Especially when you try to get the big key chests. When you're trying to damage boost around with the ropa and try to get through the anti-fairies, that can be quite dangerous once you have less than 3 hearts. So I definitely agree that can be very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, we got a time of 7:35 for Daaanty entering Eastern Palace. And right behind is Parisian with 7:43. The cannonball room was quite easy for Daaanty so far. Like it's one of the most hardest parts from the entire dungeon.
Yeah, it's also susceptible to random cannonball movements.
But this room is going to be interesting, actually. Sometimes by bad inputs, you can mess this room up by quite some seconds, actually. And at worst, you can end up killing 3 Stalfos skeletons instead of just 2.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to optimize the movements because we only want to press diagonal downward for a very short time to face the right direction and throw the pot. But oftentimes, players just throw the pot in the wrong direction, and that's just
it's quite dramatic.
Just some, and it happens. But both runners did a good job getting through, and we're coming up on the anti-fairy skip. Anti-fairies, or bubbles, I believe they're also known as, hover around a pot which has a switch. And there we go. Good E-boost.
Okay, both made it, which is quite nice.
I didn't catch how Daaanty really gained a lead in Escape, but Parisian Player has been following right behind all throughout this segment.
Yeah, it's very, very tight, and both are actually playing really, really well. I think sometimes it really just comes down to actually just some movements or some frames in certain screens which are going to mercilessly add up and are resulting in more and more seconds of time saving again. And sometimes I think the pumping works better or worse. So I guess it's the main reason for that Daaanty has got the edge over Parisian Player up to now. But he's taken along with him quite some pops. You were about to say something, Jax Human. I'm sorry for interrupting all the time. It feels like the delay is doing quite something to it.
All good. We have the Armos fight for both players. Both did well with double readies. It looked like Parisian messed up the setup for Armos, so let's see how the rest of this goes.
I think both... Oh no, Parisian messed up the pattern. So he's basically down even more seconds and quite some arrows too.
However, Parisian has a slight rupee lead at 31. Really, it's more than enough for both players.
Okay, when it comes down to arrow counts, when would it be troublesome for each of the player getting to Desert Palace actually?
Both runners will want to have enough arrows for Landmo, and then later Dark Palace. We'll see how it goes. I'm less of a resource count person.
Yes.
And we'll just have to see what resources our runners choose to go for.
Parisian could not go for the spin speed over there, so he's trying to play a little bit more catch up for a bit.
Yes, we now have the boots, and we're able to use a minor glitch exclusive to the Japanese 1.0 version of the game, spin speed. And of course, it is known for being a little sketchy to set up consistently.
Yes, there are some ways,
yeah.
but most people tend not to do it. So I've heard. Some people came up with a little bit of a strategy in which they could just slip over to the A button and hold the A button, and just in case they're seeing the boots go launch, they can still get back to the B button and try again, instead of just slipping over over half of the controller and just hoping to have hit the spin speed then.
Yeah, that's a pretty advanced strategy, but definitely good to learn from the beginning. And we're seeing Parisian player go for all the spin speeds, regardless. And
yes, he's going to take what he's gonna get.
Yeah.
All right, and we're seeing now Daaanty entering the desert.
Yeah, this dungeon has a long overworld, and it really saves frames to have tight movements and few mistakes. So
yes, at some point in this category, every single frame counts.
Everything is just so optimized. There are over 500 screens in this game, and there are a number of ways to get through each screen based on how consistent the strat is and
what items
whether a human can do it.
Oh yeah, there are also some task videos from this game, which with some wicked movement.
And a popular one in the desert is the Desert Return, where it's the famous cactus dash. But I don't know if we'll be seeing that in League really at all. I think we will, but I'm not sure when or where. Probably not.
So we're gonna get
I'll keep my eyes
surprised about that. By the way, I think the Gannon room went really well for Daaanty and for Parisian. So far, Parisian chose a more patient approach to getting out of the room over compared to Daaanty.
There's so much RNG in this game, and that is a good example.
The Cannonball room is completely RNG. You say isn't it? Can it be globally time based or anything? Was that figured out already?
You're RNG, as I can tell.
Okay. No, I'm basically just trying to ask some questions which have been on my mind for quite some time.
For sure.
Since there are other runners of this game who actually might know quite something about this, I think it might also get other people engaged.
And Daaanty goes for Desert 2 spin speed. In other words, the very, very short overworld going into the back of desert. Parisian does not go for that one.
Yeah, right, and we can now see that he's going to dash through the key door, making it quite quickly up to the torches. Alright, two down, one more, and now he is kind of locked, as it might seem from the red enemy over there.
A tough position based on not lighting the torches.
Yeah, well, he lost a heart, but that might still be fine, shouldn't it? Alright, we're going to see some Lamola action. 12 arrows into 3 worms. How quick is he going to do it? That was cycle 1, now we got cycle 2. He misses. Gets a slash into it, misses one more time. Alright, there's one worm down. There's gonna follow another one, and now we got one more. And how is Parisian gonna play it down? Alright, also missing quite some arrows over there. Let's hope those are still gonna be enough for the rest of the game. So, Daaanty having made it through, and actually having the next pendant to obtain the Master Sword later on. Parisian made it through as well. Is down 5 arrows compared to Daaanty, but that should still be fun. Daaanty having exited the Desert Palace by a time from 1733, which seems quite solid actually. And also Parisian making it to a time of 1744. And now we're going to see some other minor glitch, which is the fake swim.
That's right. And Fake Flippers is coming up for Daaanty, and it's a pretty dangerous glitch as far as minor glitches go, and it can lead to a soft lock in this
Yes.
category. So we want to try to avoid this. A clean swim and Daaanty safe.
Yeah. What basically happens when you get this, when you get hit being in the water, is that you're gonna get respawned onto the edge of the screen roll, and once you're trying to move, the screen roll is most likely not to cease from doing it, which means that you are going to have to reset the game or to save and quit. Either way. Alright, there is the old man for Daaanty, slowing him down for a little bit, but it is going to be worth it, as we know. For that we can switch the worlds with the miraculous mirror.
Yeah. And again, Daanty's still a little bit in the lead. We came out of desert with around the same gap as we had in Eastern.
Yes, it's basically just 25 seconds, and it can change so quickly, especially with the upcoming boss, which is Moldor.
And this screen is so dangerous, the Death Mountain overworld. We really want the spin speed coming out of the ladder. Daaanty missed that he created dash dust, which meant that he didn't activate or arm the glitch. So he tried to activate it a second time. Gets the arm the second time, so we're all good.
Yeah, and this is going to be very, very interesting now as to how this dungeon is going to turn out. Or we're not going to see any quick warp 1 for Parisian player, and was it? No, it was not a good position for the other quick warp. And now both have entered the dungeon for at least the first time. Daaanty being ahead and getting hit by the mini Moldorm, but also having collected the first key from this dungeon. Parisian being not too far behind for it.
And it looks like the first damage of the segment.
Yes,
the overworlds were pretty clean in terms of avoiding.
And we can see that both are in the same room now, trying to keep moving, which is partly possible due to all these plates from the bottom. Both having a similar approach.
Daaanty dash from the left, which
can save quite some time actually over just staying there on the right side.
I don't know the difference, but
getting even one more damage from a Stalfos bone.
Yeah, thankfully those only do a quarter heart of damage.
Yeah. And we saw that Parisian did not boom the red-blue switch, which might have cost him maybe about a second or something. But he should still be good. There is just one fall necessary from Daaanty when during the fight of Moldorm, or having bad RNG during the fight. Oh no, he gets Parisian getting stuck from the blue switch and getting hit by a red switch enemy. I do not know what it's called.
Yeah, it's known as the hard hat beetle.
Beetle.
Yeah, and that was a nice bomb jump from Daaanty, the early bomb jump. Riskier than normal play, or riskier than safe anyway.
Oh yeah, let's see what Parisian's gonna do. Oh, okay, he's going for the classic bomb jump, which had quite some lag frames in it.
Yeah, that was unlucky lag.
But still, he is going to make it. Okay, there is 2 slashes in Daanty's Moldorm, 3 slashes. Is that right? 4? And it's almost done. Oh, okay, that was the 4th one. And now we're on the last slash for Daanty's Moldorm, and he's got through. And without Parisian having even 1 slash inside of it. Okay, he's dashing into it for the first time. Making the 2nd slash, making the 3rd one. Look, this looks pretty calm by now, but maybe he wants to get him out of this corner, which also is luckily enough happening for Parisian, and he is also going to make it through Mordor without a fall.
Down dash to finish it off. Very nice. Daaanty rearming spin speed to get out of Hera. All right, here we go.
Yeah, well, swag does never hurt, right? Even the time save from the second attempt might not be there anymore from the overworld movement, but still, hey, it's a very very attractive thing to see from this run. And once you have the chance to pull off such a trick, why not do it? All right, we're going to see something very interesting that Daaanty, for example, is pulling up a tree in order to get some rupees inside of his wallet. In order to make it towards over 110 rupees, or to at least 110 for the upcoming Kiki, which is the rupee rubbing monkey in this game.
Right, and
oh no, Parisian is being flustered by the pickle.
That's so rough to be unable to kill the pickle that's directly in front.
Yeah, well, let's just hope that
Link.
he's not going to get too discouraged from it. And oh god, we had another bush bonk. But it looks like this might still be quite a run from Parisian, which should be at least an okay run. Alright, Daaanty getting out of the dusty forest into the green forest and making his way to the Agate Tower.
That's right, and all through the Lost Woods we want to avoid damage to make sure that the rupee pull is red. And there we go, we have plenty of rupees on Daanty's side.
Yeah, that was quite good movement from Daaanty so far, and now he's continuing on his way towards Aghanim, and maybe he can make it even damageless into the entrance of the Agate Tower, which we're going to see right now whether he can dash correctly through, and he does. He is not getting any damage from the blue guards. Parisian also making it quite comfortably out of the forest with 126 rupees, so he should also be good to go for Kiki.
Very nice.
Now we're going to see Daaanty getting up and destroying that electricity bat and making it to the beginning of the Agate Tower, going for the first two golden guards.
Alright, and so a strat from Daaanty to preserve the prize pack. We've got a... By the way, I think I noticed Link turn around in the stairwell, which is a graphical quirk that I just started noticing after people started talking about it recently.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, it's just a very strange thing to observe. But regardless, we still have beams coming out of the dark maze, which is quite unlikely. We'll see how this goes for Parisian.
Oh yeah, this is actually quite amazing that both runners still have full HP. Because seriously, I could not pull that off. Even though I wanted to,
to you.
Sometimes RNG is just no. But here we kind of jinxed it for Daaanty, who lost his first half of a heart and lost so far, unless he can get them back, his beams.
Yeah, it's too bad not to have them. At this point, we would really like to alert the red guards with the
and
beam,
he's losing even
okay.
more HP on that one. Oh goodness gracious, this is going to be bad for Daaanty. He misses the pot, draws even more damage, misses the boom for the key, and still yet finally makes it through up to the highest area before Aghanim, with even one more amount of damage that was to be taken.
Yeah, this is how it goes so often.
Alright, Parisian also going for the double kill of the red guards. And now we got some magic happening around Aghanim and Zelda. He's going to make her magically disappear. Alright, now it's going to be interesting how many blue balls Daaanty and Parisian are going to be delivered today. And as far as my knowledge goes, it's always a chance after the first ball that is a chance of 50-50 to get a blue ball or not, for which there were 2 blue balls for Daaanty already.
For 2.
Alright, so he had so Aghanim has got 2 hits in him so far, and now what's going to happen for Daaanty? For Parisian, I'm sorry. Alright, there were two more for Daanty's Aghanim. It seems that it might be a 2 blue ball fight. Oh no, there was the 3rd blue ball. And Parisian actually looking like he did not get any blue ball. Oh no, Daaanty.
Yeah, the 4th is the worst because
Oh,
you know,
yeah. The 4th one is just unnecessary for a run, right? All right, there is one of the blue balls for Parisian. Daaanty is still being served more and more blue balls, and finally made it through Dark World. And Parisian also making it through the day into the Dark World, which is going to be quite synced up by now. So, GG Parisian. So far.
This RNG boss really was an equalizer in this race. Really amazing to see.
It is going to be quite a run up to here. What has been one-sided is now just head to head.
It was 5 versus 1 or 2. I can't say for sure.
I think it might have been 5v2 as Clearmouse pointed it out. The movement a little bit cleaner on Daanty's side here, which makes him not being too much of an advantage since he got blocked from enemies. And now we have some dashing action on the overworld up to Kiki, and there we're going to see whether both runners are going to get the Kiki dash right or not.
Yeah, so when we pay Kiki's gonna go.
All right.
It looks like Daanty's got a little closer.
Yes, but just a little bit. Both actually worked, but Daanty's was more optimal. This is where you can see that that grinding out your muscle memory sometimes really does pay off, even though it's just for some frames.
Yeah. Alright, Palace of Darkness. So the difficulty has ramped up in the Dark World, not just through movement, techniques, enemies, combat, bosses, but also remembering where to go, which can be tough.
Yes. For me, it was quite some trouble to get the sequence right with it, which was right, left, right, and there were times in which I really had to say it out loud to actually make it right.
Yeah, I agree.
But in quite a bit, we're going to see one of the most interesting tricks, in my humble opinion, of the entire run, which is going to be the hammer yum. And it's quite for people who are new to the game. This is actually quite something complex to pull off, or even maybe understand what is going to happen. Which we are about to see from who is it going to be first. I think it's Daaanty. Alright, the setup is going to be happening right now. What both runners are looking for is a certain pixel to reach out for and place the bomb. Go place another bomb, throw it over, and get back to a position in which it can clip, as we can see here, right through the fence without getting too much damage from another bomb that you placed before. And both runners got the hammer. Daaanty got the key that is coming with it, and now we're going to see one more strat.
Like, Daaanty had a few extra buffers, but it was mainly dealing with the second bomb placement. The first bomb placement was right on.
Oh yeah, it was spot on actually. And maybe we're also going to see some sexy statue over here, which has almost worked for Daaanty, which it was quite nice. Okay, Parisian not going for it. And there's the 10-arrow package for Daaanty. Quite lucky, actually. Parisian also getting some more arrows for him, which is also very good and needed. And both are still pretty equal, which can also come down to just a little bit of RNG for Hamasaur, whether there is going to be a fireball coming up or not, or if it's just a swing of a tail. And now we can see what this is going to be about.
Yeah, Helmasaur is very dangerous. So, that's all there is to say.
I think one hit by Helmasaur is actually causing 2 wholehearted damage, isn't it?
Correct.
And considering that there are no fairies and no bottles inside of the run over here in neither positions, this is going to be quite nerve-wracking at some point. Alright, we got here some nice hits on Daaanty's side, which was followed up by just one tail thrash, and then after the mask was lost, just one fireball, another tail slash from which he got hit, and he made it through. Parisian actually being still quite quickly with some more slashes in, and no hits taken. Daaanty
nice.
Getting the crystal now, and
also really
nice.
Going
to be a cutscene now.
I liked seeing the classic strat from Parisian Player, where Link holds out his sword to extend the hammer hitbox, whereas Daaanty used spin speed right away in the fight.
But both can do the same thing, right?
Yeah. So it seems that the hammer mimics the hitbox of the sword, but I think that the hammer hitbox is extended slightly further with the spin speed because it mimics a dashing hitbox, which is pretty large.
Oh, all right. Okay, Daaanty back on the overworld, being on his way to Thieves Town, and still followed by Parisian.
This is such a dangerous screen, especially in this league. We've seen the very first Ropa deal damage to players. It's every enemy is a lottery.
So
there are 3 of them on the screen.
Yeah, this is, and now we got to see the infamous hammer dash.
Yes, another advantage of the 1.0 version. It goes not so smoothly for Parisian. Daaanty gets it a little quicker.
Yeah, getting away more further and further, and we can only hope that Parisian will have the chance to catch up. But in my humble opinion, I think I'm quite confident. From the edge, from the edges of the run. Okay. Oh, seems like we have had a little disconnect from the stream. We are very sorry about the technical issues. We hope that everything still can be seen and that everybody is all right with having lost just a couple of seconds of the entire race.
Daaanty got poked in the Three Musketeers screen. Had to go right around the tree instead of the left optimal way.
That's
Parisian
the one. But still, it's a chance for Parisian and making things even more tense to watch, which might be a good thing. Is that a mean thing to say? That one runner who's in the lead is actually sometimes choking a little bit to make it more satisfying to watch.
That's not something we wish for, but it's just something that Gannon makes happen. And we'll see what other forces of the game will create that situation for us.
Yeah, it's basically situations in which you can say, "Oh no, this is so unfortunate." Alright, the big key has been collected by both players, and now we are back for Daaanty getting up to Hellway by now. And maybe we can see whether he's going to get God Pixel or not. I'm very curious about that now. Alright, he's trying to get it. No, he's not going to get it. Okay. But it was still quite smoothly. Yeah. He would have taken damage and it would not have been worth it at all. Oof, that was quite a risky bonk there.
Parisian player overshoots a bit. That's okay. Got through.
Yeah,
okay.
But it was still equally fast. I would want to say.
Yeah, well done.
All right, here we got the light, the bus room lightened up, and also for Parisian now. Quite nicely done. Without any further damage, which is not always a given, I presume.
Definitely. These grasshoppers
and Daaanty
are
drawing some more
buzzes.
damage thing over here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's a pretty consistent dungeon once it's well learned, but still the enemies are very annoying and can deal 2 hearts of damage in a flash.
Oh yeah, and they can have some bad surprises for you sometimes.
Yeah, plus we've got the Baris on the conveyors coming up, which are the worst enemies in the game. Even though they deal only 1 heart of damage, they'll add another one.
Yeah, you do not want them around. They can mess things up.
All good for Daaanty.
Daaanty being quite comfortably through the dungeon. Going for the hammer dash for that switch.
You love to see it.
Oh, I actually really do like the hammer dash. Alright, there is one of the most scripted fights to the entire game, I presume, which is Line, and Daaanty has killed him damageless.
Very good.
Which is also going to be the case for Parisian, maybe. Let's see how things go. Oh no, he's taken some damage, but still quite quickly done. GG.
Parisian player got hit by that one fireball. The one that always goes up left and hits Link in phase 3.
Well, I presume that's one of the things that muscle memory sometimes cannot deliver after some time. To avoid all the balls.
Yeah, bosses take constant practice in this game, and the third phase is kind of the hardest. I would say that if blind is practiced by the runners, maybe just practice phase 3. I don't know if that's
go for safe
the way
states.
that runners do it. I don't really practice like every boss, so I couldn't say how one player does it, but it's just an idea.
Foxless just told us that the timers are dead by now, even though we are right now on 45 minutes and 6 seconds.
Yeah. Once Thieves Town is done, we're about halfway through the game.
Alright, Daaanty being about to have his tempered sword done in quite a bit just by going over 2 more screens now.
Oh, that's right, and thank you for typing this to us, Parisian player.
Oh yeah,
it is
right.
An old strat that we're seeing on his side, whereas Daaanty goes for the somewhat newer blanksmith's method, where
and finishing with a spin speed.
Yeah. So Parisian players' strat has lost popularity due to it being difficult to pick up rocks consistently, and so both strats are basically tied.
Yeah, I think the spin speed strat might only really save up like a couple of frames, doesn't it? If anything at all.
It's extremely close.
Okay, the timer should be refreshing in a bit. Thank you so much for that, for the service and maintenance.
Daaanty gets locked by the pit state and is unable to turn in a
oh no!
In a dash turn, which is always a little frustrating.
Oh no! This is so unfortunate.
Okay, so Daaanty made it through one of the worst rooms.
Yes, this is quite a scary room, which really must be practiced at some point. But on the other hand, Parisian showing how it's done with a little bit of more luck up their sleeves, and actually doing a good job by catching up the big key and making it up to the next station, which is the big chest with the fire rod. And I hope you don't mind me saying, but I really do like bomb jumps.
I do not mind.
Oh yeah, we did it. We now have some timers again. GG, and thank you so much, Norinato.
Thank you. Yeah, the Skullwoods bomb jump is another shortcut in this game. The most important bomb jump will be in the next segment, of course, Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, the Ice Palace bomb jump. It's actually the most infamous bomb jump there actually is in this entire run. I'm not sure whether there are some sub-communities in which there's also a counter for the amount of times in which that particular bomb jump has tossed buns. I think this could be a realistic approach, and Daaanty losing quite some damage before the mummy room to pick up the necessary key for Mothula and being Bunny. Alright, we're now
the
entering
bunny
Mothula.
part was the worst.
Yeah, and Parisian actually really proving his point by his muscle memory, which is
Nice catch
very
up.
very impressive.
And we're not having good.
Oh goodness! Oh
times
Daaanty!
with
Oh
Mothula.
Daaanty down to half a heart. Oh goodness gracious! Can't we? Oh,
Wow.
he made it, and they are now again equal. Ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries, this is quite a match as promised. Every single time Daaanty goes up, Parisian makes it back to having it synchronized, or at least being almost there.
Yeah, it's within 15 frames.
It
We'll
is
see who matches text
amazing to
harder.
see. Seriously, I have never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that was such a scary fight for Daaanty. We knew it would be scary as soon as the bunny beam room went awry.
And it's also very funny because on the one hand you see all that struggle, all that riskiness, and on the other hand, you sometimes have the feeling that there's some ease to the gameplay in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Well, at
Right.
least it looks like it at some point.
And one thing we heard from Daaanty was an extra flute, and that sets up an altitude variable so that the fire rod works again. Since it, for some reason, has a splash effect that has a variable shared with the altitude of the bird. So we want to reset that so that we can quickly dispatch the Freezor later in Ice Palace.
Yeah, exactly, and we're going to see quite some... Oh no, Daaanty getting hit by the Ropa, who he was actually supposed to kill, and but still being up front with his movement, which is so clean on the overworld.
Yeah, we saw a safer strat from Parisian dashing over the two bushes. Or,
yeah, but as we can see, it is still very very close to each other. But we can definitely see that there are at least 2 seconds between both runners. And now we're going to see some weird action with deep water and not so steep water.
The Zora screen. This is such a difficult screen, and it's the
one
longest
of the most
overworld.
stuffed screens there are.
Yeah, the difference between shallow and deep water is so difficult to tell since it's moving, wiggling, and since Link approaches the barrier differently. Well, yeah, they behave differently depending on which way Link is approaching.
Yeah, it is one of the things that actually should be practiced at some point to make it through with the maximum of time saving there. And they're yet again slunked up.
I missed how Daaanty fell behind here, but yeah, they're
I
within
have no idea either,
frames
but
again.
I think it might have been due to some read dashing. And now they're about to enter the according screen to get into the Ice Palace. Parisian having the edge over Daaanty, since Daaanty has been trying to get his full HP back by a rock. And now we can see exactly that. We can see the instant kill from that ice giant, and getting down the stairs by picking up the key through not using the rod, but using the beams for that electric squid.
Yeah, beams are so helpful and nice too. So
Yeah, it's something
not a
they're crucial,
problem.
but you also can willingly give them up for a little damage boost towards the IPBJ, which is what I've seen just recently. All right, now we're in the bombable floor room. Oh no, Daaanty having to use yet another bomb. And
Okay,
Parisian
yeah, that's
making
tough.
it through like it was nothing. Alright, maybe we're going to see the damage boost, but I do not think so. He's just booming through, using the beams one more time, and now we're going to see how much practice and experience matter. I think that might be a good position for him. Yes, he makes it through. And
Daaanty goes for the
going
hover.
for the hover. Goodness.
I couldn't tell which room was faster. Daanty's right behind though, so
Oh yeah,
that might have.
this is basically what
Yeah.
also sometimes practice might be about. But Daaanty definitely needed to save that bomb. And now they're really just still kind of neck and neck, one room after another. This is, I feel really privileged to comment on this race.
Such a great race so far.
Yes. All right, Parisian going through, being one room short of getting to the cold stair, and I'm very curious about what he's going to do with the cold stair fight. We have seen one old strat, and I'm curious whether there's yet another one with the cold stair fight about it.
Yeah, there are 3 main strats. So let's see how they go.
All right, they are free now. Oh, okay. He's not going for a particular strat that we are seeing with mini top runners, but we can see how much time that strat saves for Daaanty, since he now has taken yet again the lead of several seconds by picking up the crystal quite some time before Parisian.
Yeah, Daaanty went for a single poke strat, which I find quite consistent. A lot of players feel that it's the most consistent strat. Parisian went for the 6 slash, which the cold stare puffs can often escape from if they really want to.
Yes.
So Parisian just had to chase them down a little bit.
Yeah, but so it was quite solid. But we can see that, and that exactly what happened with the puffs escaping. That this is going to lose you some time. But be that as it may, they are now going to enter yet the next dungeon, which for both drive-through mode engaged. Okay. All right, Parisian going for that ether medallion.
Right, since Parisian player is going before Swamp, they don't have the advantage of.
Oh, look at
Hook
that!
speed.
Parisian is even going for the ice rod now, which makes the discrepancy between the two runners even bigger.
That's right, it's the long swamp. We have full collection and all of Swamp Palace to do still.
Yeah, which might change some things on menuing actually.
That's right. The notorious bomb to flute, which is simply a
yes.
left down right.
Alright, but be that as it may, we can see Daaanty pacing through Swamp Palace, actually saving even some frames after activating the switch from the water, which is quite an elegant thing to see actually, since not many runners that I have seen so far have managed to do so. And now Parisian also being on his way. towards towards the light world and messing with the water there. And Daaanty drawing quite some damage from everywhere from his screen, trying to pick up his key.
Yeah. Well, Daaanty turned it into a kill room, and so it's a clear path back. Although we still hit a fire snake.
Well, we can maybe say that Daaanty is entering a world of pain. Alright. Oh, we almost had a triple kill for Parisian over there to get the first key.
It's pretty nice to have beams when that happens. So
oh yes.
Parisian was able to beam down to kill the last hover.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. And now we're going to see Daaanty about to get his big key, which for which it is actually crucial to switch that color back into the red. Actually, since once you do not do so, you're blocking yourself from getting the big key, which might have happened to quite some runners in the past, especially when they're not anywhere near the top runner segment. So they would
always
have to
something
go all
to keep
the way
in
back.
mind.
Yes, they would have to go all the way back to that particular switch and sacrifice one entire minute doing so. So in that case, any other runner would have to buckle up trying to get a new PP. All right, here
high
we
five from our runners. Of course, it's hard to tell their positions relative to one another since
yes,
Daaanty
because we have seen so
items.
much overworld movement from Parisian. That's correct. But actually, I really like it how the same PB actually can still differ in the way things are done in a sequence. Yet there's so much liberty to it.
Yeah, as optimized as this game is, there are preferences that each runner will have, and those can be developed over time, or maybe they'll stick with certain strats. So, we've seen a lot of classic strats from Parisian Player, whereas Daaanty, a newer runner, hasn't really employed them very much, instead going for newer strats. And Daaanty has a lot of recent experience, grinding the category all the time, every week. And we're seeing a zero cycle setup from Daaanty at Argus. We get it. A nice.
Oh, he still got it. That was quite impressive from Daaanty. GG. Is it correct what I'm seeing that he's pulling out some golds?
Yeah, we on Daaanty's sub splits we were able to see some golds in.
Yeah, this is quite impressive, actually.
Yeah. Like in the
Even
three
being on a race.
within the dungeon, or three within the split.
In my humble opinion, runners need to have quite some nerve to perform over average during a competition.
Yeah, from what I've seen from Daaanty tonight, I'd say a PB is on the horizon.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to watch out for that.
Alright, Daaanty having it made out of the dungeon.
Okay, so Daaanty has no choice. We need a medallion.
Yeah. So he can make it into Misery Mire. Parisian being unlucky with the spiders in the water, drawing up some damage. but still he can make it through. And now we're going to see, is he going... Oh, he is not going for the zero cycle there.
Nope. Parisian player going for slash and hook and slash, rather. But it's a consistent one cycle.
It still looked quite nicely, actually. Oh, he misses one fire rod shot.
I have not seen the right-facing fire rod shot from anyone.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that was
that's the first
quite
for me
interesting.
too. But apparently, at least back in the day, which means at least like 1 year ago, it might have worked. Alright, Daaanty also going for a longer overworld movement, trying to get the ice rod over there right after the medallion, which will lead him then right afterwards to the only place he should be able to go now for so far, which is Misery Mire.
That's right, it's a long mire for Daaanty.
Yeah, but still, it's I think Misery Mire has so many cool strats that you can see immediately without too much deep in-game knowledge, which are amazing strats. For example, the first cycle that we're going to see with the Whiz Robes.
Yeah, and our players
just
are
amazing movement, which is so satisfying to see.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Hit by the bird.
Parisian drawing, taking some damage and failed menuing. Oh no!
So we lose beams on Parisian side. Daaanty going into Mire 2 goes for
going for the one cycle with the Whiz Robes.
Yeah,
and it's
good RNG.
It's just good RNG, and it's just looking smooth, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, we didn't have to chase down any popos. So on Parisian player's side,
sacrificing
we're
some,
going for
some MP over there, but still being not too bad in time, even though some seconds might have gotten lost.
Right,
but
and so
still this RNG is not too bad so far. Sorry.
Yeah, Daanty's a couple screens ahead, so Daanty's slowed down a bit by some things, like a fire snake in the way and a slug in the way.
Yeah, and now we're going to see another glitch with the torches, which was done quite nicely from Daaanty. All right, Parisian having some trouble with the bomb snail, and Daaanty on his way to the big key. But still, Parisian being very solid with the strat and making it through without any further problems.
All right, so Daaanty is on to the big chest. Well, first we're going through the lobby. Let's see what strat he goes for. A nice safe dash without any spark gamble.
Yes, I agree. Oh, he lost some frames on opening the chest. See how many heart he's going to lose over the spikes. It was just 3, which is optimal. Oh, and he dashed into the Whiz Robe, which appeared to be quite risky in my opinion.
And onto the basement.
Yeah, and there we are going to see one amazing strat, which still needs to be explained to me, which is the spooky action.
That's right, spooky action glitch, or spooky action at a distance. It's a displacement of the area of effect of the fire rod splash. And there we go, we see the first one from Daaanty. And let's watch the second one. There it goes. This is the big time save because we skip 2 screen transitions. And a third one will hit behind a torch. There it goes. Very good.
Yeah, plus we're going to save one bomb that might be necessary later on.
Oh yeah. And here comes the vitreous fight for Daaanty. So let's
this is also going to be interesting. You're taking damage on purpose to make sure that you're getting through all of your spins with two moments in which there can be taken damage from the eyes, and Daaanty making it quite elegantly through that fight.
Yeah, a no cleanup fight. So a well done 0 cycle.
Yes.
Yeah, 0.
That was quite impressive to see, and maybe Parisian can pull it through as well. Let's see what muscle memory can do by its raw skill. Alright, still being okay. Okay, we got 1 cycle, which was quite unfortunate, because there was maybe just half a second missing.
Yeah, so close.
Both not opting for this for the menu switch to the mirror.
Right. So the optimal yeah. I'm sorry.
the optimal choice of items was not managed, maybe on purpose or due to the fact that there might be quite some tension being built up within those 2 runners. Since we are going to enter one of the most difficult dungeons through the entire game, because they're so dangerous and you can die so quickly, which is Turtle Rock.
I 100% agree. It's one of the hardest dungeons, and it starts with one of the most obnoxious overworld screens. And all throughout, we have to deal with dead rocks. And Daanty's so far so good. No squirrel blocks his tracks.
Oh yeah, those squirrels can cost you so dear time. And sometimes he can get blocked so unluckily. And yeah, Daaanty commentating that the squirrels might have been free for him. Lucky him.
So,
alright. Parisian
let's...
also being lucky enough to make it through without any blockages. I'm sorry.
And we also saw a quick warp on Daanty's side. It's really difficult to get it since we're in a super speed state coming out the ladder.
You should practice. Anybody who states that there's rarely any practice in it, it might be a doubtful statement.
Yeah, since Daaanty commented free, it is a meme. So
is it?
Perhaps that's what the comment was about.
All right. Thank you for that short notice.
Right, so here we are into torches for Daaanty, using
he's using the right torch. That's
a bit of a surprise. I believe it doesn't cost anything to hold left out of the menu.
All right. But this looks quite clean from Daaanty by now.
Yeah, we get the important
making it through the spikes. And let's see how Parisian can reproduce that. While Daaanty is on his way through the pokey and to the infamous chain shop, getting the prize package with a fairy, which is quite nice in that state. Since one chain jump can do up to 4 full hearts of damage, if I remember correctly.
That's exactly right. And Daaanty goes for the block method, despite having beams, and it's a solid choice. And he gets through very well.
And now let's see how Parisian will do it. While Daanty's on his way a little bit closer by now. Oh god, he's taking damage. Choosing an option with just one block, sacrificing some damage from a chain chomp, and still making it through with 5 hearts left.
It lost a bit of time there, but I would have basically done the same exact thing. The RNG was very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I think sacrificing 4 hearts of damage would not have been worth it, since it would have made every single screen so much riskier, and might have resulted into losing minutes over seconds.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Pokies 2 for Daaanty.
Pokies for Parisian, not doing him a favor so far.
Yeah, this room has been surprisingly difficult in League.
Yeah, those
but it's a tough room.
Are really something.
And yeah, it's such a difficult room, and we see top runners practice rooms in this dungeon all the time, especially Pokies 1 and Pokies 2. So follow these runners if you want to see more Link to the Past.
Oh yeah, feel free to always check out all of the runners in the entire league, and make sure to leave them a follow if you like them.
Okay, here comes a laser skip for Daaanty. We do not have the mirror shield.
I love those actually. This is one of the most amazing things I have ever seen during a Link to the Past run. I have always been amazed by that. And
he goes for the quick. He goes for the quick laser skip. He bonks, but he's able to recover very quickly.
Oh, he's sacrificing some hearts to make it through with just one block and making it to the boss. And now we're going to see what strat he is going to follow. Oh, he's getting behind Trinex, missing a shot, missing a second shot. Third shot makes it up to the firehead. Missing one more shot. Oh god, this is getting very, very scary. With just oh god, oh no, Daaanty missing too many shots on Trinex. And he will have to get through the way all over again. This is such a huge and maybe finally deciding or pre-deciding even time advantage for Parisian player.
It's a heartbreaker, but there's still more to the race. And let's see how the fight goes for Parisian player. Going for a front-facing strat.
Okay, 2 heads being down and having 2 charges from the main head. And now let's see if he's going to get it down. Yes, 2 double spin into the head, followed by 1 more hit, and making it through Turtle Rock.
Well done. Meanwhile, Daaanty...
That was very, very well done and well deserved for Parisian player. Even though it was very, very unfortunate for Daaanty to miss so many ice rod shots, he did. In my opinion, he did not deserve that.
It's tough. We oftentimes rely on one particular setup, which everyone are comfortable with, and when it goes wrong, especially at Trinex, we have to improvise. And so Daanty's
option.
Just it's like it's just so hard to react to the heads and to Trinex's movement. The direction.
If you want to keep going. I'm sorry. Please finish.
it's just so difficult, and Daaanty wasn't able to get the backup. Get a backup.
And the only and last resort you would have in this situation is to do what he did if you want to keep up with the race, and you take an intentional game over and try it again.
For sure.
And hopefully he's gonna get he's gonna get luckier this time around. So what is it gonna be? All right, looking good for hat number 1. And while we are still observing the gameplay from Daaanty, we can goodness gracious, follow Gannon Tower for Parisian player, who has the upper hand by now and should be able to withstand the pressure right now from not having played over a year.
Yeah, for not playing for a year, Parisian player is playing really strong. So much rust can accumulate in this game, and it's just it's brutal.
He had a double hit on those switches with the boomerang. This is the very first time I have ever seen that.
I have seen it before, but I'm not well studied enough to know how that occurs. So definitely something to double check.
I think it's basically it's something about the hitbox of the second one, in which and the moment in which the hitbox of the blue boomerang is reactivated in a way, or then being active again after the first hit.
Yeah, so I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen much more frequently with a red boomerang, which we see in other categories and in randomizer. So to see it with a blue boom is a bit of a surprise. And of course, it's intended for it to be tricky because the developers placed 2 crystals right next to each other.
Yeah, and now we're going to see the first refight of the Armos, which is quite interesting if he can make it in a quick strategy for the upcoming Gannon fight. And it is looking good in a way that he can make it through and manipulate successfully the fire bats from Gannon.
Definitely. The difficult part of Ice Armos is the setup, the initial shots. It feels a lot safer once we reach the top of the screen, but even then we have to count arrows correctly, so we have to just shoot enough. Yeah, and of course it went flawlessly for Parisian.
Yeah, I think it's just the same amount of 18 arrows that you're going to have to need, and depending on how many arrows you have beforehand, you will really have to make sure to have enough for those particular rooms with the mimics, because you're going to need 4 arrows for one screen, and you're being confronted with 2 of those screens in which you will have to open the door by killing them.
Alright, so I haven't talked much about Gannon's Tower, but it is a fun dungeon, and Parisian's out of the basement, through mimics, onto Gauntlet. So upcoming are a series of combat rooms, and there's a lot of RNG and a lot of reaction speed needed here. So let's see how it goes.
Room number 2 being a bit wobbly, but still very well without any damage taken. And speaking of damage being taken, it's taken in room 3 twice.
Yeah, we
but
got
still
a little
looking
bit stuck
kind
up
of
there.
solid, don't you think?
And we're on to room 5.
Room 4 done well. Oh, there was some damage taken unintentionally, I'm afraid. Oh, and Daaanty not making it through the quick kill strat and the reward of the bat manipulation. Oh, and here Parisian showing a lack of nerves for the fire rod shots on La Mola. But that might just been a minor hiccup for that strong run.
Parisian player coming out wants a little bit more resources, and we saw a rare bomb pot, which that was not intentional, but interesting.
Making it through the Samaria room with the Wizrobes quite nicely. And he was hit by a red guard, but which is not too dramatic since he's only losing 1 full heart of damage, and maybe an amount of about 1.5 seconds at best, or at worst in that case.
And I don't know if it's possible to switch audio, but it might be appropriate since Daaanty is in the lead, or excuse me, since Parisian player is in the lead approaching the final segment of the run.
Oh yeah, well on my side, I'm actually having Parisian's sound all the time. But should that be manageable from Norinato, that we can hear Parisian sound, that would be great.
All right, we've got Moldorm 2 for Parisian player.
Oh right, there's another boss actually coming up, which may be which could be skipped by Daaanty since we already saw that he is able to pull off a hover.
Oh yeah, we might see a difference here.
Alright, Daaanty trying to save up some magic and making it even upper and upper, climbing up the Gannon Tower. And Parisian player already having finished the climb is about to finish strong with the Aga 2 fight and actually getting all the slashes down.
Were very good.
And even though he got all 3 of the slashes through, he still was missing the reward of the triple, which sometimes happens when when 2 balls get into Aghanim 2 too quickly.
It's so unfair. This one was a 7-hit Aghanim. I think the record is 11 by Louis.
Seriously,
11 hit Aga2.
Oh no. Anywho, we are seeing now the last split getting down for Parisian player, being about to hopefully finish strong on that Gannon. Yes, getting enough slashes into him. Yes, making it through a good cycle. But showing some trouble with the dashes into Gannon, so we might see another round of death. Oh no, and he died! And on the other hand, Daaanty having fallen down due to Moldorm. Oh no. But now we are going to see one more attempt from Parisian going for Gannon. And now Daaanty trying to go for another hover, which has failed.
Yeah, right. This is... Both runners are just a little bit off their game at this point.
Yeah, now it's all coming down to nerve and grid. Oh,
it is. So Parisian player successfully makes it to phase 3. Daaanty successfully gets the hover. And...
Yes, this is very, very strong. Okay, they're getting 2 warps. I think 2 warps, 3 warps right by now. Alright, looking good. Hopefully. Oh, okay.
Nice fire rod torch glitch.
The torch glitch has worked, which I might have been afraid of because he was still inside of the animation from the hook shot, which is something that I really rarely have seen being done like this. Daaanty being struggling a little bit with the Aga fight, but actually not so much, but makes it through quite nicely. And more spins are getting into Gannon from Parisian player, consistently being taunted and slayed down by that pro player. And now there it is. We see the kill from Gannon, which settled the race between Parisian Player and Daaanty, which has been quite a blast. And GG to Parisian Player, the victor of this matchup.
GG. What a race.
Yeah, and now we're going to see some more action from Daaanty getting into the Gannon fight, and let's see how he's going to finish.
So Daaanty missed the 1-1, so we have
unfortunate
Gannon on the second round of the bat cycle.
Daaanty making use of the hook shot for the torches to get rid of, to escape those bats. Okay, he's also going for the fire rod torch clutch, as it seems.
Yep.
And getting in more and more warps, being trolled by Gannon for a little bit.
Oh
no! This is
a risky try, but we missed.
Unfortunate.
So Daaanty went for a top row Gannon spin and just couldn't make it down to the position to shoot down to get torch glitch in time. So now we must go for lamp, lighting, and 2 cycles.
Yeah, but I'm really impressed that runners are able to back it up the way they're doing it. Okay,
Whoa.
and there we got the victor of the race. Welcome, Parisian Player.
Thank you very much.
GG's to the match.
Yeah, that was so as
Daaanty
far as I
falling.
read the chat, it was intense.
Mm.
Yeah, until he died. Or did he mirrored back from the boss, or because apparently he ran out of magic? What exactly happened?
He ran out of magic, and he had to die to reset and get his magic back.
He had mirrored instead, no? Isn't it faster?
Can you? I'm not aware that you can mirror out of a boss fight.
Yeah, he could have.
You can, yeah.
Okay.
You can't use the. You can press start when the boss is dead. Definitely can mirror.
Huh. That's quite some intriguing and interesting knowledge.
Would have been probably not enough.
Either
It's only
Daaanty,
like a minor time save and a huge time loss, but
Yeah.
So
Did he happen too quickly for Daaanty to mirror, or he died to recover health? Not sure which.
yeah. Well, right now he fell down during the Gannon fight, but as for the Turtle Rock fight, maybe there is some element to it which is also due to tilting at some point when you miss so many shots from the ice rod that you're basically saying, okay, you know what, screw it, and then I'm just gonna end it this way and try.
As someone said in chat, the problem of that boss is especially on the second head. If you're out of cycle, then it can become very problematic. Like the guy can go everywhere. But during the same fight, I missed my dash. I was not sure about my setup. I think I was too much to the left. I'm pretty sure when I dashed, so I decided to backtrack and do the the front door strat with the ice
I was
rod.
wondering. Yeah, I was wondering if that was the case. Yeah, that's a good backup.
The thing is, as I said just before the race, it was my first run since more than a year.
Wow, this is the very first run.
Yeah, that's
sometimes
amazing.
I was
to hear.
sometimes I was like, No, I don't trust this. I go to a more calmer setup that I know, and so yeah, the run was pretty good. I was pretty mad about that death in Gannon because all my practice in Gannon were very good, especially with that bottom left RNG.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
And somehow I decided to hookshot, but there's Gannon on the way. Like, what am I doing? I just play normally, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And
By
that's
the way,
exactly what
now
happened
we
on
have.
the stolen fight.
And by now we have seen Daaanty getting in his victory over Gannon by now, and he also deserves quite a big GG.
What was the time difference when during
I think you
Trinex?
were doing Trinex. Oof.
It was so close.
Yeah,
I don't.
Hello.
Yo, GG.
Yeah, GG Daaanty.
GG.
You had quite some race going on between the two of you. It was sometimes so heavily neck and neck, which started out from the RNG pattern that Daaanty had over that what Parisian player had, which resulted in being almost in sync, getting down to Dog World.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, and then we had so many more moments of those, which really
After Mothula.
run that lived up to the expectations, in my opinion.
Yeah, I did have it up on a side monitor and was just kind of keeping tabs, and I was thinking maybe I need to close it. I'll get nervous or something. Like, I've never raced NMG in any form of like a competitive environment, and I don't know. I was kind of thinking about my end game the other day, and I should practice it, and then I didn't. And it feels kind of like a glass cannon because some days it's just on, and then once one thing goes off the rails, as you guys probably saw here, it's like everything, the wheels just come completely off. So
yeah,
I
think
especially in first phase of Trinex.
Oh yeah, like it just was not anticipated at all. I didn't even know you could get that low and make the ice rod like phase through him. So I was today years old when I learned.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't complain overall. I felt like I played well. Just some unfortunate mistakes, and yeah. I mean, I'm honestly, it kind of was expecting to go 0-4 in this, so it was like, all right, just do it for the experience, and play it with friends and have a good time.
Yeah.
And do you use auto splits, Daaanty? It seems like you had some good swamp segments.
Yeah, I had a really good swamp. It was actually overall, without sub-splits, it was like a 0.7 gold, but there were 3 sections of swamp that we had a gold in, so that was kind of nice. There were a few like small golds to kind of bring the sum of best down, but yeah, just unfortunate 5 blue balls and just the wheels coming off, but otherwise I can't complain.
Yeah, sometimes RNG really is something that is just not in your hands, and no matter whether your daily performance is on edge or not, it's sometimes things are just not meant to be.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah, all right.
Parisian player, I wanted to ask if you had any highlights about your run. Like you said, you came back after a year. So how did you feel about some of the segments in your run?
Light War was okay, like 30-44 before was not a very good Light War, but considering the lack of practice was very good. And then I think for me the most important was just like getting the most important stuff done. So like the hammer jump was very good. I think it was only 2 buffers. The ice plus bomb jump was a bit slow from what I recall, but I think it was okay. And yeah, just playing safe because of lack of practice. Like the like not falling after getting the fire rod, just to keep an extra hard, because like for such a DRS in a race tournament, the idea was just to give all the chances I could get to not die. So I think I did pretty well. I was a bit Yeah, for instance, yeah, also in Mire, when I took the hit just before entering the dungeon, that could have been a problem. I could have, maybe at my best, I would have still gone through and continued and play fast, but here I decided to take hearts if I could take hearts, and I entered the dungeon with the correct amount of hearts I have usually during the fight. So yeah, sorry, I entered the boss with as many hearts as I could. So it was exactly what I wanted. Just as I said, too bad for Gannon. Otherwise, it would have been a 128, which is very good for me. So yeah, really happy.
Good to hear. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up? Going into the second week of League next week?
Huge thanks for... Go ahead.
Yeah, is it a Swiss system? Or I didn't check.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So
we don't know your
playing
opponent
versus
yet.
but playing versus normally a strong opponent then. Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say huge thanks to you guys for commentating. Big thanks to ZSR for restreaming this. I wasn't expecting to get a restream, so appreciate that. And yeah, just thanks for putting the league on. Hoping to have some more fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fun to join you on commentary, Lakuman. Thanks for running it, Parisian Player and Daaanty.
Yeah, and I also want to say thank you so much for that opportunity. It was really, really fun, and I'm even looking forward to commentating even more matches if I'm allowed to. And yeah, just some closing words. I think it might just be fair to just give one more little shout out towards the runners, Parisian Player and Daaanty. Make sure that you check them out, and maybe also leave a follow if you like them enough and their content that they're doing. And yeah, well, see you around.
Just quick, because we do have another restream coming up at 9 o'clock on this channel, and I am brain-harding, so I don't remember what it is. I think it might be Wind Waker randomizer, but I am going to send you off to ZSR4, which I know you all want to see more NMG. It's Doom Captain Fighting. And also, I want to say GG's to our two runners, Parisian Player and Daaanty. A little sad they had some unfortunate incidences and did not get APBs. Also, thank you very much, Textuman and Lak Uman. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, for doing commentary. Always appreciate it. So, hope to see you.
Yeah, it's fine.
See you around soon. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.